Ella Marlowe was never one to believe in the supernatural. A rational, level-headed writer of crime thrillers, she was adept at constructing the intricacies of mystery and suspense on the page, but dismissed such notions in real life. However, her skepticism was about to be challenged when she moved into the Whitmore building, a towering edifice constructed in the Victorian era, now repurposed into apartments. Its reputation was a blend of historical charm and whispered rumors of its eerie past. Ella, in pursuit of a quiet place to write and recover from a recent painful divorce, found the idea of living in such a place intriguing. Haunted or not, apartment 713 was on the top floor, overlooking the shadowy streets of the old city quarter. The day she moved in, the sky was a tapestry of gray, mirroring the somber mood that had followed her for months. Her life had been boxed up in haste, a jumble of her past and present tangled together in cardboard and tape. As she stepped into the apartment, the air felt unnervingly stagnant, as if it had been undisturbed for decades. The spacious rooms were lined with tall, narrow windows and walls covered in faded wallpaper that seemed to absorb the dim light, casting gloomy shadows. Ella spent the first few days arranging her belongings, trying to make the space feel like home. However, the feeling of being watched slowly crept up on her, especially at night when the only sounds were the distant echoes of the city and the old building settling into its foundations. It was during these quiet hours that she first heard the whispers. At first, Ella thought the whispers were remnants of dreams, figments of her imagination mingling with reality as she hovered between sleep and wakefulness. But night after night, the whispers grew clearer, more insistent. They seemed to emanate from the walls themselves, soft murmurs calling out to her in a language she felt on the cusp of understanding. Her nights became a quest to uncover the source, tracing cold walls with tentative fingers, seeking out the origins of the sounds that disturbed her peace. Her investigation led her to the local library, where she pored over old newspapers and records relating to the Whitmore building. She learned of its original owner, Edward Whitmore, a stern and reclusive man whose wife, Marianne, had died under mysterious circumstances right in apartment 713. The case had been quickly closed, attributed to an unfortunate accident, but rumors of foul play had persisted. Compelled by the whispers, Ella's search intensified, driven by a newfound purpose. One chilly evening, as the whispers swirled around her, a particular floorboard in the bedroom creaked under her step. Curiosity piqued. She pried it open with a knife to find a hidden compartment. Inside was a dusty, yellowed envelope addressed in elegant script to whom it may concern. The letter inside was written by Marianne Whitmore herself, penned in the desperate hours before her demise. It revealed a tale of betrayal and sorrow, accusing Edward of cruelty and expressing fear for her life. Shaken by the discovery, Ella felt an overwhelming sense of responsibility to Marianne. She contacted a local historian and a paranormal investigator, both of whom were fascinated by her story. Together, they held a small ceremony in the apartment, acknowledging Marianne's pain and declaring her innocence and righteousness to the world, or at least to the spirits that lingered. The night after the ceremony, the atmosphere in apartment 713 shifted palpably. The air felt lighter, almost peaceful. The whispers, now soft and grateful, faded away as dawn approached. Ella wrote a new book, a departure from her usual genre, telling the story of Marianne, blending fact with a bit of supernatural fiction, perhaps, but staying true to the spirit of the letter and the whispers that had led her to uncover the truth. Months later, Ella moved out of the Whitmore building, her book a critical success, breathing new life into her career. She left apartment 713 with a sense of closure, both for herself and for Marianne. Though she would never again dismiss the possibility of the supernatural, Ella found comfort in the knowledge that her actions had brought peace to a restless soul.